Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Convocation Center for today's PSAC West matchup between the Mercyhurst Lakers and the California Vulcans. My name is John Sape. Alongside me here today is the wonderful Nate Kurtz. Nate, how are you doing today, buddy?
Thank you for calling me wonderful. I needed that today. It's been a long one.
It's been a day.
It's been a day.
How are you doing today? How you feeling?
You know, it was a fun women's game to watch. It was real close, and sucks that they couldn't pull out that win. But, you know, it happens in that in-conference play. It was a big matchup. Things just couldn't happen.
You know, I absolutely agree. While we have a second, we can take a look at the tail of the tape between these two teams coming into this game.
I mean, California's been an offensive powerhouse, leading the PSAC in offense over this past season, with Mercyhurst ranking at 79.0 points per game, with the Vulcans leading at 81.9. Field goal percentage, the Vulcans shooting a 47.9 to the Mercyhurst Lakers 46.5. 3-point percentage, the Lakers have been on top with 41.7 to the California Vulcans 35. And free throw percentage, the Vulcans edging them out 63% to the Mercyhurst Lakers 68%. And rebounds, we have California averaging 35 a game and the Lakers averaging 37.
And while we have a second, we can take a look at the starting lineups between the two teams. Before that, we can take a look at the last game. California able to edge out a big win over the Golden Knights on the weekend, 83-66. And for the Lakers, they were able to get another big win over the weekend. This time, an 81-51 win over the Rock of Slippery Rock. That led them to now a 2-game winning streak in conference play. So both teams looking to extend those winning streaks. We can take a look at the starting lineup, starting off with the Vulcans. For the Vulcans, it'll be the usual suspects: Jermaine Hull, Cam Pollock, KJ McClure, Keith Pallick, and DJ Slaughter. And on the other side for the Lakers, it'll be the usual suspects for them: Micah McIntosh, Nicholas Lang, Michael Bradley, Pipe Ajayi, and Jeff Planudis. The starting five for the Lakers. Coming out of the huddle, the Vulcans in white, the Lakers in green. Lakers going from right to left, the Vulcans going from left to right to start this game.
And one thing I think we need to bring up while we're here is the fact that Jermaine Hall, coming off his last game, 25 points, 8 rebounds, looks like 8 assists, 7 to 10 from 3. He's a big key factor on this Vulcans offense and a key player on the Vulcan defense as well.
Yeah, just a big game from him last time out. Made 7 3-pointers in a row in that second half. First drive of the game, McIntosh shot no good. Rebounded by Ajayi. Ajayi's second chance shot goes in, so the Lakers are able to get the first points of the game. Vulcans going the other way with McClure on the far side. Gets a screen from Pallick, able to find Polak on the far side. Slaughter with the ball, brings it back out up top, gets it to Hall on the near side. Hall finds McClure. McClure driving. McClure, tough shot with the right hand, can't get it to go. Rebounded by McIntosh.
Yeah, McClure is such a confident player. He'll drive into the paint with no fear. You see, it looks like he even has a haircut now. His hair's looking a lot more freshened up, and that could even add some confidence to your game. So KJ coming into this, hopefully he'll have a big night.
Hey, look good, play good. You know, drive by McIntosh, dumps it down to Ajayi, and Ajayi slams it home. Quick start for the Lakers.
Yeah, tough play in the paint so far for the Vulcans. They're going to have to pick this up. I know Keith Pallick may not be the biggest and strongest, but his IQ in the paint is so intelligent that he can beat almost anybody defensively.
You're going to need to see some more of that intelligent play if the Vulcans want to stay in this one. Pass to Pallick, and Pallick gets swatted in the face by Lang just underneath the basket. Foul called on the floor, so the Vulcans will inbound underneath the basket and will get another possession.
I thought that was going to get called a shooting foul for a second, but it looks like the refs aren't going to see enough shooting motion from Pallick. I mean, as we mentioned, his shot IQ is so high, and it's not just his shot IQ. It's just his overall offensive and defensive awareness and just his intelligence for the game. He sees it like nobody else in this Division II level. He's number 3 in the PSAC for scoring right now, and that's for a reason.
Hall up top. Swinging back down low. Hall gets the angle. Mid-range jumper too strong. And the Lakers able to pull in the rebound. It's going to be Bradley now going the other way. Hands it off to McIntosh. McIntosh dumps it into the quarter to Planudis. Planudis kicks it back out. Lang, one pump fake, pull-up jumper, too strong. McClure pulls in that one.
Yeah, that was a nice move from McClain. Obviously, he's not able to make that, but he's been a great offensive piece. He scored 38, if I remember correctly, from his last game against, I believe it was IUP.
Nice drive, and Pallick able to pull on that offensive board, gets fouled underneath, so Keith Pallick will go to the line for the Vulcans and try to get themselves on the board for the first time today.
Yeah, you see, that one was a shooting foul, and now that's 2 fouls already drawn from Keith Pallick only 2 minutes into the game. such a great player and such a key offensive piece and defensive piece for this Vulcans roster.
And I think that's a good thing to point out. 2 quick fouls in only 2 minutes. So, I mean, the Vulcans need to get to 7 for there to be a bonus, and then 10 for the double bonus as Palik misses the first. Unusual, as he's usually a fantastic free throw shooter on the season. Shooting 77%, misses both, so very, very unusual for Keith Palik, and a cold start for the Vulcans to start this one. 17:55 left here in the first half. The Lakers are up 4-0. It's going to be McIntosh, dumps it into the corner to Lang. Lang, nice drive, nice pass underneath to Planutis, and Planutis finishes off the glass, and Coach Sankum calling a timeout.
Looking at it now, this might just be some fear factor coming from the Vulcans. I mean, it's been almost a year since these teams last played. Score being 79-76 W for your Vulcans at home. That was Phil Alston, and program legend, scoring 38 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists to lead the Vulcans. You know, this team has come back a lot weaker. You don't have a guy like Phil Alston, who went Division I playing at Loyola Chicago now. You have a much weaker roster and a much younger team. So you're thinking you got to be scared of this Slippery Rock team that just beat IUP, one of the top teams in the conference, by 30 points.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a tough matchup for the Vulcans. Historically, not one of their best. I believe since 2009, 8-19 overall against the Lakers, and these last 2 games were the last 2 wins that they've got against the Lakers in quite a few years. So it's definitely a matchup that favors the Lakers in most cases. But like I said, Vulcans last year clean sweep of Mercyhurst, which is unusual. And and legend Jonathan Sakaguchi were on call for that last game, and Phil, I thought he was going to break the scoring record in that one. We're back underway. Hall unable to make the pass, but Whitehead able to recover. Polak mid-range jumper, and then the Vulcans finally get themselves on the board. Cam Polak with that mid-range too.
That's exactly what they needed. Cam Polak on the offensive end is what you call a scorer and a shooter. He can make anything on the court, especially behind that arc. Key part to this offense, and it's why they're so high in the PSAC and Division II basketball.
McIntosh pull-up 3, rings around no good. Hall pulls in the board. One switch made by the Vulcans during that break was to bring in Whitehead. Is able to find Hall in transition 3, and Jermaine Hall picking up where he left off against Gannon and able to knock that one down.
I mean, he's a cold-blooded killer. You see, he just goes straight back to defense, and he's ready to get on his men. Jermaine Hall Jr., absolute monster on this Vulcans team.
Like I said, in that game against Gannon, started off 0 for 3 from 3 and finished 7 for 10, so knocked down all 7 threes in that second half to bring the Vulcans to a victory. As Bradley's jumper off the front of the rim, Hall pulls in that board. Vulcans going the other way with Whitehead. Don takes the screen from Hall, brings it back out up top, calling the offense. Looking for a little bit of help, able to find Hall. Hall pulls up again. That one too strong. Palik able to poke out the board, able to find Polak. And the Vulcans reset. Palik, pump fake. Nice drive from Keith Palik, and Palik throws it down at the rim. And just like that, the Vulcans take the first lead of the game. 7-0 run for them.
Man himself, Air Keith, slams it down. Absolute great jam there. And that was a great rebound by Palik, too, seeing that his man was on the outside, pushing it back out to the rim, not risking losing the rebound.
Nice drive by McIntosh. Forces a little bit of contact with Polak near the baseline. They're going to call that foul. That'll be the first one for the Vulcans. It looks like that'll head us towards a media timeout. Both teams going to the bench, but the Vulcans, like we talked about, coming into this one off of 2 big wins. So are Mercyhurst, but Vulcans started this one off kind of cold. 6-0 run for the Lakers to start, but the Vulcans scoring 7 straight. We can take a look at some replays from the last couple of minutes.
I mean, the Vulcans themselves are a very microwave-type team. You'll see they'll have their hot stretches and they'll have their cold stretches, but really what I don't want to say carries them, but what really gives them strength is their offense. The ball movement, the spacing, and the shooting ability of this team is just so amazing that they can score almost at will.
I mean, like you talked about, this Vulcan offense can score with the best of them. Second in the entirety of the PSAC, 81.9 points per game for the Vulcan offense, which is second only to East Stroudsburg. So they're scoring plenty of points. But like we talked about, their defense is really what has been letting them down this season. 15th in conference, which is 3rd or 4th to last, giving up 78.3. So if they're able to clean up on that defensive end, you're talking about a team that wouldn't have a losing record. I mean, they have the positive point margin, but that record will look a lot better if they're able to clean up on the defensive end.
it's not even defensive effort. If you watch these games, you'll see that the effort this defense puts in is extreme. Like, they're trying out there. It's just sometimes they're not able to make those switches. They're not able to beat those screens. And it's just unfortunate because this is such a good team that, one aspect of their game.
And I think that will definitely come with experience. Like you talked about, young team in the starting lineup this season. Only 2 players that played at all last year in Slaughter and Palik. So you got fresh new faces in the starting lineup, not just in the lineup, but the entire team. So getting used to the defensive schemes, the rotations will only come with time. And I mean, they have been getting better. That is to say, the Golden Knights over the weekend scored plenty of points. The Vulcans were able to keep them at bay. We'll see if they can do the same here as we're back underway once again. Planutis on the near side gets it to Gamble, who just checked into the game. Back to Planutis, mid-range jumper, able to knock that one down, and the Lakers take the lead once again.
I thought that one might have hit the rim. That's another mid-range jumper from Planutis. You see he scored 23 last game. He's a mid-range scorer, and he does an absolute great job. It looks like it's going to be called an illegal screen.
Yeah, I believe this one's going to go against Polak once again. So 2 quick fouls for him, and that was the trouble that he had against Gannon over the weekend. Got into foul trouble early, and 2 fouls in less than 5 minutes. So he's going to go to the bench, and Slaughter going to come back into the game for the Vulcans. And you can see Coach Sankum not entirely happy about that one.
I mean, having DJ in this early is great. I mean, this is such a close game already. And DJ Slaughter, a defensive master, so he'll be able to beat anything as he's switching them onto his man now.
Planutis able to find McIntosh. Back to Planutis in the corner. Pump fake, pull up 3. That one too short, but nice effort by Reichard, able to pull that one in, but the pass stolen away. Vulcans 3-on-2 the other way. McClurg trying to find Slaughter, but nice cutout. McClurg able to get it back, able to find Palik, and the Vulcans able to reset. It's going to be Whitehead. Nice drive, pull-up jumper from Whitehead, and Donald Whitehead Jr. able to knock that one down. His first basket of the game.
Yeah, the Don, an offensive man. He's easily able to score that silky smooth jumper. He's been a great addition to this Vulcans team and a key piece in keeping them alive in the PSAC.
The Don. McIntosh able to find Planutis in the corner, and Planutis, you cannot give him that much space because he'll knock it down every single time. 7 points already on the game for him, 11 for the Lakers as they have the lead 11-9, 14:35 left here in the first half. You got Slaughter on the near side, driving in. Nice, trying to find Palik on that wraparound pass, but great defense by Gamble to come over and poke that one out of play.
Yeah, already noticing that this is looking to be a shootout. Both teams scoring almost at will on the offensive end, and both teams giving up some space on the defensive end and some just great plays on the Vulcan offense themselves to get some scoring chances.
Whitehead inbounded to Palik. Now back to Whitehead for 3. And Donald Whitehead Jr. able to knock it down again. The Vulcans take a 1-point lead, 12-11, 14-10 left to play here in the first.
I mean, yeah, Donald Whitehead, 5 points already in this game, almost 5 minutes in.
Whistle blown underneath the basket. I believe this one's going to go against the Vulcans again. This time, KJ McClure going to get called for the foul. That's the Vulcans' third. That's going to be his first. And now the Lakers going to reset with the inbound underneath the basket.
You see the foul tide has already changed with the Vulcans going to 3 fouls already in this period to the Lakers 2.
Reichart up top, gets it out to Gamble. Gamble back to McIntosh. 13 seconds left on the game, or on the play clock, excuse me, as the pass cut out and stolen away by Slaughter and fouled on the other. And that one, Fullerton had to get the foul as Slaughter was going to go in on the basket.
Yeah, just giving the quick old reach-in foul. I know it already commits another foul, as I mentioned. It was 3-2, now it's 3-3, but it's a smart play on his end. Even though you do commit a foul, you do stop him from going to the other end and getting a free 2 points.
Vulcans looking to extend this lead. Slaughter on the near side, guarded by Gamble. Gets it into the post to Palik. Palik facing him up, going to work. Palik, step back jumper. That one off the front of the rim, no good. Pulled in by Ajayi. And now the Lakers going the other way quickly. Gamble on the near side, hands it off to McIntosh. Back to Gamble up top. Gets it over to the far side to Fullerton for 3, and Fullerton knocks that one down. The Lakers just pulling up from 3.
Well, I think it's just a matter of the Lakers are just going to try and command this game towards their own. You're noticing that they're not slowing their offense down. They keep pounding it out, and they want to score, and they want to keep this Vulcans team on their feet.
Whitehead Jr., nice pass inside, but an even better block by Ajayi getting up there to match Palik. And you can see Coach not happy, thinking that Palik got fouled underneath.
Yeah, Coach Sankum, he's a man. He definitely is excited about his team, and he's very passionate about what he does.
Palick receiving the inbound pass from Whiteside, gets it back up top to Slaughter. Slaughter, nice dribble move, gets it over to Palick. Palick in the corner for 3, off the front of the rim, no good, but KJ McClure gets fouled underneath. That one looked like a bit of a tough one. Fullerton going to get called for that one, and looks like KJ's okay, but looks like that could have been a lot more dangerous than it was.
Yeah, KJ plays a very physical and very athletic game, so he'll put himself in those situations. Not to say that it is his fault, but KJ's just taking it. I mean, he plays almost 34, 35 minutes a game, and you'll see he make these plays all the time. He's one of the best players on this Vulcans team, and you see he cares a whole heck of a lot.
Whitehead with the inbound once again, able to find Jermaine Hall. Back to Whitehead. Whitehead driving inside, tough shot, can't get the roll that he wants to. Rebounded by Reichart. And now the Lakers going the other way once again. Gamble gets it back up top to Bradley. Now back up top to Gamble. Bradley once again. Cross-court pass to Gamble. Playing a little 1-2 action where Bradley and Gamble. Gamble with the ball now calling for the screen. Jai coming up top to set it. Back over to Reichart. Reichart pulls up from 3, and Reichart able to knock that one down. That's the biggest thing that the Lakers have coming into this game, shooting 41% as a team from 3.
I mean, yeah, it's already been one of the most, it's the biggest story probably out of this game so far, is not only just the foul situation, it's just the fact that the Lakers are dominating from the perimeter.
Spin move by Slaughter, can't get the shot to go. Palick with the second chance effort, able to tip in that basket. Cuts the lead for the Lakers down to 3, 17-14 with 12 minutes left to go here in the first half.
Yeah, 4 fouls on the side of the Lakers. They need to keep an eye on that. We're almost halfway through now, and you give the Vulcans the bonus. Keep this tight game a little less tight.
That three-pointer no good, but great offensive rebound by Doucette. Ajayi decides to keep it himself, trying to post up Palick, loses his dribble, able to pass it off to Reichart. Reichart with the moving jumper, no good. Palick pulls in that board, and the Vulcans going the other way once again. Whitehead able to find Hall in transition. Jermaine Hall for 3 and ties things up here. Another three-pointer for Jermaine Hall Jr.
I mean, Jermaine's got to be feeling it. He was hot last game, and he's starting to look hot this game. Jermaine Hall, I mean, if he's shooting the ball, if he's driving to the paint, you see him in the layup line. He's not throwing any layups. He's throwing dunks.
Reichart loses control, but able to get it back. Reichart, tough shot, no good. Palick pokes that one out, but the Lakers get the offensive board, and that's Gamble with the mid-range jumper, able to knock that one down and gives the Lakers a lead once again.
It was almost a really good defensive possession there from the Vulcans. I mean, they force a tough shot, and it almost gets them the rebound. Just pushes it back out to the perimeter, and they're able to get the rebound on the side of the Lakers.
Whitehead able to find McClurg here on the near side. Gets it back up top to Palick. Palick dumps it down inside to Hall. Hall, turnaround jumper, and Jermaine Hall, you got to stop him somehow. Knocks that one down once again, and things are all tied at 19.
I mean, it's just so silky smooth. You see it every single time. Defenders can't do anything. He just pulls himself up, throws that hand down, and that's an easy 2 points for Jermaine Hall Jr.
And when he's on, and so far he's been electric as Bradley takes the handoff from Reichart, pass it off to Gamble. Gamble able to find Bradley again. Bradley pulls up for 3. That one off the mark. Palick pulls in the board. The Vulcans now looking to take the lead here. Whitehead in transition finds Palick. Palick pump fake. Palick drives towards the basket, takes the contact, no foul, and can't get the shot to go. Now the Lakers going the other way with numbers. It's going to be Doucette for 3. That one no good. McClure gets the board and gets fouled on his way down by Ajayi.
Yeah, good play from McClure. You see we're going to have another timeout here. The Vulcans so far playing a great offensive game. I mean, what this was going to look like, this did not look like it was going to be a good game for the Vulcans. I mean, at first you see the Lakers come up and they take an early lead. And as I mentioned, this has turned into a real shootout.
While we have a second, we can take a look at actually, never mind. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC network at 91.9 FM, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center as things are all tied at 19 here in the first half. While we have a second, we can take a look at the PSAC West standings. Nate, what do we got?
I mean, at the top, obviously, you're going to see the IUP Crimson Hawks. They're sitting at 15-0, completely undefeated.
Number 1 in the nation.
Number 1 in the nation, baby. Mercyhurst coming in at second place with an in-conference record of 7-2, tied with Pitt's Johnstown for second place. Slippery Rock coming in next at 5-4, and the Vulcans sitting at number 5 in the conference. 4-5 records. It's Seton Hill at 3-5, Edinburgh 2-6, and Clarion and Gannon sitting at 0-9 in the PSAC West.
I mean, this is a big stretch of games for the Vulcans as we have obviously today against Mercyhurst, on the weekend against the number 1 IUP Crimson Hawks, and then on Monday against the Seton Hill Griffins. So 3 tough games in a row, and the Vulcans starting off their 3-game stretch strongly here. It's tied at 19, just under 10 minutes left to play here in the first half. Got McClurg on the ball, gets it over to Hall. Hall wants to go to work, runs into a little bit of trouble. Nice pass out to find Whitehead. Whitehead, nice pass inside to Hannah. Caden Hannah, who just checked into the game, able to get himself a basket.
Yeah, it's now Vulcan lead 21-19. You can see Lakers have committed 5 fouls as well, so that puts the Vulcans in the bonus. We're looking at an offensive shootout here, and I cannot wait, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice drive. Kicks it out. It's going to be Bradley now on the ball, calling for the screen. Bradley, nice move, pull-up jumper from the mid-range, too short. Hall pulls in the board. Jermaine Hall with a full head of steam going the other way. Decides to step up, trying to find McClurg inside. McClurg, good job at handling it. Great use of his body, contorts it like I've never seen, and able to finish that shot.
I mean, all season long, one of the biggest parts of KJ McClurg's game is the fact that he's able to get in that paint and he's able to extend his frame to the absolute limit and score those ridiculous baskets. And normally he draws himself a foul along the way.
Pass underneath. It's going to be Triggs on the ball, finding Doucette in the corner for 3. And Dasan Doucette cuts the lead to 1. But going back to what you were saying, we talked a lot about that with wide receivers in football, how they're able to use their bodies and how they're able to do all these sorts of things. And KJ McClurg does it better than anyone else, able to use his body to get all sorts of positions to make these shots. As Hall pulls up from 3 again, and Jermaine Hall, I mean, you got to stop him, man. You cannot be letting him do that. 11 points for him already. The Vulcans get that 4-point lead again.
I mean, Jermaine Hall, we can't beat a horse.
Need I say more?
Need we say more? He's out there in Yodeland, shooting up those threes. Absolute monster. Can't stop him.
Now the Lakers looking to answer back. It's going to be Lang on the far side looking for some help. It gets it off to Doucette. Doucette, tough mid-range jumper. That one too strong, but good job by Triggs. Nearly able to get that one back to him, but pokes it out of play. And with that, looks like there's going to be another media timeout. Love these media timeouts every single time. But while we have a second, we can take a look at some replays from the last couple of minutes.
Director Tom, a bit slow on the play here.
Hey, we're going. Everyone's back from break. It's gonna.
Hey, we're having fun though.
I agree with you.
Having fun. You see, there's Caden Hannah there after the tough pass. Jermaine Hall throws it down to Caden Hannah gets that, and you see, as I mentioned earlier, Jermaine Hall can't beat a dead horse, but that silky smooth jumper, it's keeping the Vulcans in the game right now as they have a 4-point lead. And you see Jermaine Hall. This is the pass to KJ McClurg. A bit of a rough pass there, but KJ uses his extended frame, his 6'3" body, 185 freshman, just able to lay that in. 3-pointer here for the Lakers. That's been one of the biggest stories on the side of Mercyhurst is their perimeter game, knocking down almost everything. That's the Don, Donald Whitehead Jr. knocking down a silky mid-range. That's the Don. He's been a key part to this Vulcan offense and has been one of the biggest reasons why they've been able to keep it in. See, there's Jeff Planitis knocking down a 3. He came off a big night against the IUP Crimson Hawks, off a win.
I'm taking a look at, like you talked about, their three-point shots are what have been crazy. Planitis on the season, 44% from 3. Michael Bradley, 39%. Nicholas Lang, 45%. Aiden Reichart, 47%. And even on the team, Owen Chambers off the bench, shooting 83% from 3.
On how many attempts?
He's 5 of 6. Whew.
That's what I call a red-hot team.
I mean, like I said, that's the only way the Vulcans that they have to stop these 3-point shots. But we're back underway here. Whitehead gets in a bit of trouble, able to find McClurg. Hands it back off to Whitehead. We underway once again. Double screen set up top. Palak and Hannah. Whitehead takes both. He dribbles back out. 10 seconds left on the shot clock for the Vulcans. Nice move from Whitehead. Just twisting and turning, able to find Hannah at the elbow. That shot rims around no good. Pulled in by Lang.
I mean, Caden Hanna might miss that shot, but he's easily one of the best bench players that the Vulcans have. Coming off the bench, Caden Hanna is able to provide some defense that the Vulcans desperately need. He's one of the key players of this team.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's a good shot, too. You're not going to be too angry about that one. As Gamble now up top, gets it off to Reichart. Reichart hands off to McIntosh. McIntosh back up to Gamble. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. McIntosh for 3. That one, no good. And Whitehead pulls in the rebound. Nice cross-court pass to find McClurg. McClurg, nice move. KJ, please finish that shot. No good. And the Lakers able to pull in the board.
I mean, that had us both stretching back. That had us both scared. I mean, as we mentioned, KJ McClurg's frame, by no means any sort of special thing, easily able to maneuver his body. It's a great pass from DJ Slaughter there.
And no foul called as Pallet gone down in a heap underneath the basket. Thought there was a little bit of contact on the way in there, but the Vulcans doing a good job in transition, get the steal, and try to go quickly the other way, but just couldn't capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the biggest parts of the Vulcans game as well as their transition offense. They're easily able to score on it with their athletic frames and their just speed.
Planutis hands it off to Lang, and Lang from 3 knocks that one down. In this game so far, both teams now, or actually the Lakers take the lead, shooting 4 for 10 to start, now 5 for 11 from 3, compared to the Vulcans 4 for 6, so the Vulcans able to match that pace. Could be a closer game as KJ McClurg, his shot a little bit too strong on that one. The Lakers now looking to take the lead on the other end. Lang wide open from 3, and you cannot give Nicholas Lang that much room as he knocks it down and gives the Lakers a 2-point lead.
Yeah, DJ Slaughter was on his man, not seeing the ball go to the perimeter to his right, wasn't able to get that closeout. You see the Lakers are going to take a 2-point lead once again. I was just about to mention that the Lakers kind of started off a little bit cold out of that last media timeout with their 3-point shot, but see, they kind of proved me wrong.
Nice pass to Palak underneath, but the shot won't go. No call either as now the Lakers going the other way. Planutis working inside, handoff to McIntosh, back to Planutis. Gamble now up top, guarded by Palak. Maybe a little bit of a mismatch that the Lakers won. Big man on a guard, so see if they tried to take advantage of that one. Takes the screen by Reichart, hands it off to Lang once again. Lang back to Gamble. Gamble pump fake, works inside, finds McIntosh in the corner for 3. His shot too strong. The Vulcans able to pull in the board.
It's been smart defensive teamwork. Sorry for interrupting you there. I mean, it's one of the biggest knocks on the Vulcans was their defense.
Palak shot no good. Hannah able to pull in that board. Gets it back out to Whitehead. Whitehead, nice drive inside. Pull-up jumper from the free throw line. And he ties things here at 28 with 4:48 left to play here in the first half.
And as I mentioned, the defensive end of the ball so far for the Vulcans has looked very solid. I mean, they have left some of the perimeter shots open, but that's going to happen in a game like this. And the Vulcans keeping this game even at all is already a surprise.
7 points off the bench for Whitehead as Planutis' mid-range shot no good. McClurg jumps up there over Reichart to pull in that board. Something that we see him do quite a lot during the season. Now Whitehead going the other way. Nice moves from Whitehead. Whitehead with the pull-up jumper, and he gets it to go, plus the foul. Donald Whitehead Jr., the Don, going to the line for the 3-point play.
I mean, wow. Absolute killer moves there. His ball handling ability from Donald Whitehead Jr. already killing it. And then the fact he's able to draw that and one. I mean, Donald Whitehead Jr., the Don himself.
And he just provides that spark you need off the bench, you know. Just Slaughter starts the game. Slaughter, the level-headed, like the cool point guard, just facilitating the game. And then you bring Whitehead in, and he just takes things over as he attempts his free throw, makes it, and extends the Vulcans' lead to 4 now. 32-28 with 4:15 left to play.
31.
30. I cannot. I mean, that's math, you know. 3-point lead.
It's okay, buddy. We're having a good time.
We're having fun. 4:08 left to play here in the first half. A nice drive by Doucette. And a foul called underneath. It looks like this one is going to go against Jermaine Hall. And I thought maybe Hall had his feet set underneath, but isn't going to get the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It looked like Jermaine Hall got there in time, was able to set himself, but it looks like the referees are going to call that in favor of the Lakers. And that was a bit of a hard fall there for Jermaine. You don't want to see him go out this early, especially when he's been providing you with 11 points of offense already through this first half.
Doucette at the line for the Lakers. 1 of 4 on the season. He's able to knock down the first one. Like you talked about, Hall, 11 points already. And after that 3-point play, 10 points off the bench for Whitehead as Doucette makes both, cuts the lead to 1. And the Vulcans now have a chance to extend that lead with 4 minutes left to play here in the half.
Yeah, Donald Whitehead, the freshman. Got to hope you get a lot from him this season. He's a young player along with this just young roster, not very experienced. Really the most experienced players in this roster is Keith Palak, Jermaine Hall, who was injured last year, and DJ Slaughter.
Yeah, that's another foul called against the Lakers. That one going to go against Reichard. That'll be the 7th, and that'll send the Vulcans into the bonus. But before that, there's going to be immediate timeout. While we have a second, we could take a look at some replays from the last couple of minutes.
See, there's more of the perimeter play coming from the Lakers. It's been the story for them so far this game. It's been keeping them so tight in here. And you see there, DJ not necessarily seeing the ball is going to go to him. Gives up a little bit on that, not able to get the switch and get the contest. And Donald Whitehead, his beautiful moves, waits for his defender, gets back. That'll get him an and one. Oh, sorry, excuse me, it's this play. Look at that move. Between the legs, jump back, draws the and one. Donald Whitehead. We call him the Don for a reason, because he's bossing this team around right now. Absolutely putting the Lakers around.
Yeah, I agree. And then coming into this game, 5 Vulcans, all in double digits from before we talk about that. We can take a look at the PSA schedule here today. Obviously, this game, California against Mercyhurst, and then Slippery Rock taking on Edinburgh, Seton Hill at Pitt Johnstown. That's a huge game for the top half of the conference. IUP at Clarion, Gannon at Millersville, and some crossover play. Shepherd versus East Stroudsburg, Mansfield at Kutztown. We'll see Mansfield next week. Lock Haven versus Westchester, and then Bloomsburg against Shippensburg. So a full slate of PSAC basketball for you guys tonight.
I mean, I think one of the games, personally, may be an unpopular opinion. I'm looking forward to see Gannon play. I really think they had a really good game against the Vulcans last week, and hoping they could pick up their first win of the season.
I mean, and like you said, they're looking for their first win at all this season, and those are the teams that are the most dangerous, because you do not want to be on the receiving end of the first win of the season. If you're any team that plays against Gannon, that's Palak at the line, knocks down the first free throw. Quiet night so far for Palak, but impactful in other ways, involved heavily in the offense.
Yeah, even though he's number 3 in scoring within the PSAC, Keith Palak provides so much in his game, as we mentioned, his basketball IQ earlier. His defensive length and his offense ability, it provides him an all-around threat on the court.
Palak made both free throws, 33-30, 3:45 left to play here in the first half. Doucette gets it over to Bradley. Bradley, nice pass inside, but a great block by Keith Palak. The Vulcans have numbers the other way. Whiteside, nice move, gets it over to Palak. Palak deep from 3 off the front of the rim, no good. Rebounded by Bradley.
I mean, as we mentioned, even though he may not have scored, Keith Palak, absolute electric blocking. You got to see, this is changing momentum here. The Vulcans are starting to pick up some more energy.
Reichart hands it off to Fullerton. Fullerton looking for some help, gets it back out top to Bradley. Now Doucette on the far side, give and go back to Bradley. Pull-up jumper in the face of Whitehead, able to knock that one down.
Yeah, another smooth jumper. Vulcans' defensive switches have been very beautiful. They've been able to swap their defenders when they're trying to set those screens. It's been, again, another one of the key parts of this defense that normally does not look so good, but tonight looking great.
Palak loses control of that one. That one comes off of his leg, but Bradley, the second leading scorer for the Lakers on the season, scoring about 13 points a game, and that was his first basket with 2:54 left here in the first half. So the Vulcans doing a good job at keeping him down so far.
Yeah, I got to hope he doesn't get electric. You don't want a player like that too getting hot as of right now in such a close game. You see Lakers now up to 7 fouls this late into the game. They got to be real careful, as the Vulcans themselves already have 4, and if they're able to keep it smart, keep it clean, they're going to be able to hold it under the bonus.
Doucette passes it off to Bradley. Now back to Doucette once again. Dumps it down into the post to Reichart. Reichart, nice pass to find Doucette. And I was going to say, travel called, as it looks like Bradley just got a little bit too jumpy and just took one too many steps on his way there.
I made a bit scared there. I thought that was going to get called reach-in foul against the Vulcans. That was ready to go to war, John.
That'll stop the clock. And now we'll be restarting. 2:40 left to play here in the first half. Vulcans with a 1-point lead, looking to build on that with Jermaine Hall, who's been the big factor. 11 points so far for him, able to find number 11. Keith Palak, you see what I did? I mean, Whitehead up top, trying to find Hall, but great job by Planutis to jump it 3-on-2 the other way. Great move by Planutis and able to finish, and the Lakers take the 1-point lead back.
You see at the perimeter, the Vulcans are having a bit of trouble moving the ball there, and Planutis easily able to take advantage of that, getting the nice easy layup there. As you see, Jermaine Hall tried to get that block in too. 9
points for him already, leading scorer for the Lakers. Just under 2 minutes left to play as Whitehead working his way inside and takes the contact, and Whitehead once again knocks it down. 12 for the Dawn off the bench, and the Vulcans get the 1-point lead back. It's just going back and forth, back and forth.
I mean, one of the best things about Whitehead's game is the fact that he's able to get that quick jumper off while still maintaining it and keeping it so smooth.
Fullerton on the near side, gets it back up top to Bradley. Bradley takes some contact, passes it off to Doucette. Doucette on the drive. His shot no good. Great job by Powell to pull in the rebound, and Planutis goes down trying to steal that one away. Hall inside runs into a wall of Lakers defenders, passes it off to Whitehead. Whitehead running out of room here on the near side, takes it back to midcourt, slowing things down here. 1:10 left to play, 13 seconds left on the shot clock. McClurg in the corner, nice move to get himself inside, trying to find Slaughter on the far side, but good job by Fullerton to cut that one out. Now the Lakers going the other way. Doucette 4-3, that one no good, and McClurg able to pull in the rebound once again.
Yeah, McClurg, the Doncic-like player with a big frame for his position, and just if you've noticed his ability to carry down those defensive and offensive rebounds, it's something unusual for him as a small forward, as he's usually played. And KJ McClurg, as we mentioned, key player to this offense as only a freshman on this Vulcan team.
10 seconds left on the shot clock, 35 left here in the first half. Whitehead takes it himself for 3 off the front of the rim, no good. That was a little bit of a heat check time maybe, as he's been on fire. And a good job by Reichart to just bounce that ball off of Jermaine Hall's leg out of bounds. That'll stop the clock with 26 and a half left to play, as Mercyhurst will take the timeout, their first timeout of the first half.
Yeah, Jermaine can't be happy about that one, but one of the best parts about Jermaine is the fact that he's always able to keep it cool. He's such an energetic player who brings so much energy and love to this team and brings them so close together in such a young roster. And you see, he'll always keep it calm, cool, and collected.
Yeah, it just seems crazy to see that the last time he was out here, he was one of the young guns on the team. But coming, like you said, in this season, he's the experienced one. He is the guy that's been here the longest. The redshirted junior, like we talked about, missed all of last season after an Achilles injury. And we talked to Coach on the Coaches Show during the week, and he talked about how much he loves Jermaine Hall, how happy he always is, how willing he is to work, and that is what you see on the court. In the first few games of the season were a little bit rusty for Jermaine, and obviously expected so, but it seems like every single game he just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah, he's a player that everyone on the team has to love, and you as a fan, I hope you love him too. Jermaine, so electric, so fun, so happy.
Mercyhurst looking to wind things down here in the first half to take the last shot of the half. Vulcans up by 1, 35-34, 10 seconds left here on the game clock. It's going to be Bradley up top, working against Whitehead. Bradley driving inside, gets a little bit of separation at the elbow, able to knock it down, and the Vulcans don't get a chance to respond, and that will be the end of the first half here in the Convocation Center. The Lakers with a 1-point lead, 36-35. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back here for the second half coverage on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM, and the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kitchen now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center for the start of the second half between Mercyhurst and California. The Lakers with a 1-point lead over the Vulcans, 36-35. Coming into the second half, we do have some first half stats. So, Nate, how about you tell us about it?
I mean, three-point percentage and three-pointers as a whole have been deciding this game so far. It's the Vulcans shooting 4 for 8 for 50%, and the Lakers shooting 6 for 15 for 40%. A little less percentage, but they took a bit more, taking 15 attempts from the field. And then going into regular field goal percentage, you had the Vulcans leading at 45% to the Lakers 43, both tied in shots, 14 each. Vulcans sitting at 31, and that's the Lakers sitting at 32. Some of the biggest key factors in this game so far is Jermaine Hall Jr. and Donald Whitehead Jr. The Don scoring 12 points off the bench, and Jermaine scoring 11 points, 3 rebounds as well. On the side of the Lakers, Jeff Planatis has been one of the key factors there, scoring 9 points so far, pulling down 2 rebounds. Been a good game so far, right, John?
Yeah, I think so. The Lakers kind of spreading the love amongst the team, and then for the Vulcans, it's Hall and Whitehead leading the scoring for them. And I think something else to note about Whitehead's performance so far, not only 12 points off the bench, but 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal off the bench. So big numbers from him as we get underway in the second half. The Vulcans now going from right to left as there's going to be a quick foul already. 8 seconds in, and Palick going to get the receiving end of that blunt push. I believe this one's going to go against Ajayi, and that'll be a quick first foul. That's going to be his third.
I zoned out for a little bit there, so I'm not 100% sure if he was pushed, if he was tapped in the head by the basketball. So we'll go by my Mr. Man John Sape's word here.
Yeah, that's going to be Ajayi's third foul. Tough for him. He's going to have to come out immediately. Reichart will check back in. The Vulcans go underway once again, and it looks like DJ Slaughter a little bit too close to that out-of-bounds line. Just had the back part of his foot on it, and that'll be the first turnover of the half going to the Vulcans.
Yeah, DJ did not think he was out of bounds there, but the referees are going to call that. And DJ having a little bit of a quiet game, but he's been very clean with the ball. He's been facilitating well, and he's somebody you got to watch out coming in the second half. Just
like that Kevin Durant, one shoe size too big, just got a little bit of that edge on the line.
Don't remind me, John. I remember watching that game. Rough.
Reichart underneath, gets a good positioning against McClurg and able to finish that one. The Lakers extend their lead to 3. 19-20 left to play here in the second half. Lakers with a 3-point lead. Polak, who we haven't seen much of as he got into foul trouble early, is back into the game for the Vulcans. Pass it off to Hall, and now McClurg. Polak once again dumps it down into the post to Hall. Hall turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded by Lang.
Yeah, Aiden Reichert coming into the game now. He's already had a very strong game so far. He's dominating within the paint so far from Jackson Center, Ohio, the 6'4 sophomore. Been a great game so far.
Lang on the near side. Switches on to Polak. Gets it into the corner to Planudis. His shot no good, but great follow-up by Lang to pull in the offensive board. Reichart back to Lang. Takes the screen. Reichart now open for 3. That one off the mark, no good, and Polak pulls in the board.
Yeah, as I mentioned, Aiden Reichert having a good game so far. Just misses that 3, and you got to hope for the Vulcans that you're able to limit that 3 play so far. They've done a good job of it, and they've kept them from scoring any so far in the second half, if I am not mistaken, but I probably am.
Hall on the near side. Gets it back out up top to Slaughter. Now Polak off the screen for 3. That one off the mark, no good. That's the shot that you want Polak to take off of those screens, but now the Lakers going the other way once again. It's going to be Bradley. Nice drive inside, but great job by Polak, able to get that one away. But McClurg unable to find Hall on the other end. Now the Lakers going the other way with numbers as Planudis inside gets the bucket and the foul, and Planudis going to go to the line for the 3-point play.
Yeah, Jeff Planudis having a great game so far. 6'6" senior out of an area near me, Hazleton, Pennsylvania. It's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes from my hometown. Love to see that love sort of out here. He's been having a great game so far. That's 11 points on the night for him. Jeff Planudis, got to keep an eye out for him.
Yeah, on the season, the best scorer for the Lakers, 15 points per game for him, 4 rebounds a game as well. He's just been on fire as he makes that free throw and extends the lead for the Lakers to 6.
Some of the fans here are really getting into it.
He wants the referees to know that was horrible. I mean, that just – what else can you say? But that was also Polak's third foul. Is nice job by Palick to steal it away. Good effort by Slaughter to almost keep it alive, but ends up going out of play. But something we saw again in the Gannon game as well as Polak got into foul trouble early and then is suffering from it once again. Had 2 quick fouls in that early on in the first half and just got his third a moment ago, so he had to go to the bench once again.
Yeah, like the DJ Khaled album, Cam Polak suffering from success. He's such an offensive maestro that he's able to shoot the ball so well, but sometimes in that defensive end that he's able to weaken himself up a bit and take those fouls.
Nice rebound by McClurg, and now the Vulcans going the other way. Hall nearly lost an extra pass. McClurg able to find Palick wide open in the corner for 3. That shot too strong. Hall nearly pulls in that board, but Lang able to come down with it. Lang gets it off to McIntosh, who gets it back up to Bradley. And now McIntosh once again calling for the screen from Reichart. Gets it into the corner to Lang. Nice move by Lang, trying to get it down into the post to Reichart as he has the mismatch, but Planutis going to work, can't get the layup to go. Hall pulls in the board. Now the Vulcans quickly going the other way. Hall into the corner. Palick screaming for it, but the pass by McClurg just too tall. I mean, Keith Palick 6'8", but that one was meant for an 8-footer.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a bit of a rough night here for Keith so far. He usually that open 3 he knocks down with no uncertainty, but a little bit off tonight, and it's going to happen. I mean, Keith Palick's been carrying a lot of the offensive load this year. He plays almost 38 minutes a game, plays a lot of the game. KJ McClurg there getting in on the defensive action.
And nearly gets the steal, but and it nearly cost him, but Lang can't pull in that rebound and can't knock down the shot. The Vulcans going the other way, 6-point deficit, 35-41 your score. Lakers lead 16-20 left to play here in the second half. Whitehead gets it to McClurg. McClurg nearly loses handle of it. Double team, trying to pass it down into the post to Jermaine Hall. I respect the flashiness, but you can hear Coach Sangram going down there using his favorite phrase, Jermaine, what are you doing?
I mean, I feel bad for laughing because the pizzazz was there, and you can see, obviously, Donald Whitehead Jr. was right there, but Donald not expecting that. I'm not even going to say 100% that's on Jermaine. I don't think anybody was expecting that behind-the-back pass, and the 3-pointer there, looks like from Reichert, misses that.
I mean, it's just one of those plays where if it works out, it's amazing. If it doesn't, it looks really bad, and that one did not look particularly good, as going to be a foul called on the other end. Thought maybe McClurg going to get called for the carry, but gets bailed out with the foul. That's going to be his second foul of the half for the Lakers, and that'll lead us to immediate timeout. First one of the half, 15:49 left to play here in the second half. While we have a second, we could take a look at the men's schedule, the upcoming schedule for the Vulcans men's basketball team here coming up. Like we talked about a little bit earlier, this game against Mercyhurst and then a tough stretch over the next 2 weeks. IUP on the weekend and then Seton Hill on Monday. Following that, Mansfield next Wednesday, and then the second place team tied with Mercyhurst, University of Pitt, Johnstown, and then away at Clarion on Wednesday, and then then at Edinburgh. So 2 away games in a row up north against the sister Penn West schools against Clarion and Edinburgh to follow that one.
This Mercyhurst game is so important, and it's not just because that this is such a good team, but you carry this momentum if you get this win against Mercyhurst and carry that in IUP, even though that looks like a game against the #1 team in the nation. You can carry that maybe even into the Seton Hill and Mansfield games. This Vulcans team got a bit of a tough road trip to end the year.
I mean, this is also a huge game for Mercyhurst as well. Like we talked about, it's tied for second in conference play with the University of Pitt. Johnstown coming off of big wins against Shepherd and Slippery Rock after they fell to IUP a few weeks ago, and looking to build momentum of their own. And like we talked about, this is a big chance for both teams to kind of swing their season one way or another. And so far, the Mercyhurst have gotten the better end of it, but the Vulcans still in this game, coming out of this media timeout. 15:49 to play here in the second half, only down by 6. And before the game, we kind of had our doubts a little bit. I mean, we talked about this Lakers team. The Vulcans don't match up super well historically in games like this, but still very much alive in this game, doing a great job at just keeping pace with this Lakers offense. And like we said, the Vulcans still have a chance.
Yeah, Jermaine Hall Jr., I can't stop thinking about that behind-the-back pass, because I know if he would have done that, I would have been screaming.
Whitehead gets the inbound pass, finds Palick up top. Palick with the drive towards the basket, and Palick just too strong on the drive in. Bradley got his feet set and took the charge, and that'll be the first foul for Keith Palick, going to get called there for the charge.
Yeah, Keith normally cool, calm, and collected, and he's drawing with Reichert a bit there. That's a bit unusual. You usually don't see that coming from Keith. He's usually nice quiet and scores the points, but you can see this off night definitely having an effect on him. The rest of the team really picking up, though.
Reichart receives the pass, gets off to McIntosh. Now it's Doucette who just checked into the game for the Lakers. Bradley on the far side, back up top to McIntosh. McIntosh takes the screen from Reichart, passes off to Doucette. Doucette drives in, but good hands by Whitehead to poke that one away. Now the Vulcans going the other way. Slaughter gets it back up top to McClurg. Now back up to Whitehead, and the Vulcans look to reset.
Yeah, beautiful steal by Donald Whitehead. As we talked about in the halftime when we weren't talking, Donald Whitehead is not too big. So normally he's not going to get those steals off him because he's not very lengthy. But he's using his energy and he's using his small frame to be able to get in there and quickly get it under him.
Palick upset because he thought he should have gotten to the free throw line after that foul. So the foul's going to stay on the floor. Third foul of the half for the Lakers. A quick inbound pass to Hall, who can't get that shot to go. Unfortunate. That'll be Reichardt's second. Like I said, team's third. 14:50 left to play here in the second half. The Lakers look to build upon that 6-point lead. McIntosh dumps it off to Planudas. Planudas, great drive, and just had the runway straight to the basket.
Yeah, it's something that's happened straight out of halftime. It's the Vulcans team's offense has come almost to a halt. They're not making the shots that they were making in the first half. And some of the defense has let up a little bit as well.
Palick going to get called for the travel. Good move initially, but just got caught up a little bit with his feet there, and a little bit unfortunate, a little bit unlucky. And like he talked about, just one of those nights for Keith Palick so far, and so far for the Vulcans in the second half. When it rains, it pours. It's just not been their half, but like we talked about, still very much in the game. And now Bradley with the pull-up jumper, and he just knocks that one down. 6 points now for him. Extends the lead for the Lakers to double digits.
The momentum is now definitely shifted towards the side of the Mercyhurst Lakers. They're making almost everything they're taking.
Palick from three, and what a good way to respond is Palick able to knock down that corner three, cuts the lead to 7, just under 14 minutes left to play. They talk about him having an off night. 9 points now for him after that three-pointer. Now the Vulcans need to get a good stop here as McIntosh trying to answer back. His three too strong. Palick gets the board. Vulcans 4 on 2 the other way. Hall to Slaughter, and Hall on the pass back, can't get it to go. And now the Lakers going the other way. Bradley keeps that one alive. I mean, I got someone up a little bit there, and so did the Vulcans, nearly able to get that one to go. Hall just a little bit unlucky.
I thought Jermaine was about to put a poster on that man there. I was huddled over.
McIntosh finds Bradley in the corner for 3, and Bradley responds. Lead back to 10 for the Lakers.
And for the Vulcans, you definitely need to continue to stop this perimeter of plays. See, the Lakers are not letting up on this style, and they keep scoring. And if you're the Vulcans, you really need to start to move up on that.
Whitehead shot going to get waved off. It's going to be an offensive foul called against Whitehead. And that will bring us to another media timeout. And while we have a minute, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back here on CUTV, CUTV Sports 1, the PSAC Network, and 91.9 FM, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Convocation Center. 13:03 left here in the second half. The Lakers take a 10-point lead after a good run to start the second half. But while we have a minute, make sure to follow us on social media on Instagram and Twitter. Cal Vulcans on Instagram and Twitter, and CUTV-PA and CUTV_PA. For up-to-date news on all things athletics and all things sports here at, that's the same word, I just said the same thing twice, you know, I mean, just, it's been a rough start to the second half, not only for me, but for the Vulcans.
I'm a bit out of it too, because if you were watching there, you saw a Sape on the street ad, and I was not expecting that to come up. That's a show that our Mr. Voice of Vulcan Sports here stars in himself.
And you.
A little bit. We got a good game going on here. We'd rather watch this right now.
Absolutely. Back underway here. It's going to be Fullerton on the drive. Tries to hand off to Planutis. The exchange not going the Lakers' way, and the Vulcans emerge with the basketball. It's going to be Whitehead going the other way. Nice moves from Whitehead. You got to stop him. The Don does it again as he gets to the basket and cuts the lead to 8.
I have no words. I have no words. The Don is a monster, and he cannot be stopped. Put a bounty on that man's head.
I mean, fearless as he gets his way to the basket. The Vulcans need to start getting some stops here on the other end. However, Lang in the corner trying to drive towards the baseline, but good job by McClurg to cut that down. Planutis gets it back to Lang, who pulls up from 3. And, I mean, good defense by McClurg, but better offense by Lang, who's able to knock down that one.
And you see a lot of these three-point opportunities are not necessarily wide open, but they're getting the spacing that they need to take them. And as I mentioned, the Vulcans need to start cutting that the offensive spacing off, as the ball looks like it's going to go. I don't know if Fuller's in there. He had some choice words. He wasn't very happy.
The pass by Whitehead gets knocked out of bounds. But the Vulcans will maintain possession after this media timeout. While we have a second, we could take a look at some highlights from the last couple of minutes here in the second half.
I don't know if I'm ready to see that. I don't know if I'm ready to see that.
Yeah, I don't know if I am either.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can't see us. I was hunched over. I was absolutely, as we would say now in Gen Z tweaking, I was going crazy. What's so funny about that, John? Just funny about that.
I mean, I was thinking about last night, but there's a story for off the broadcast.
There's a story for everything, ladies and gentlemen.
That is true.
Clean jumper there, and Lakers taking very good shots here from the mid-range and the three-point. You see Keith Powell taking that three-pointer. He wanted it back, ladies and gentlemen. He's definitely starting to feel something here. There's another three-pointer there from the Lakers. The Lakers shooting real well from 3 now in the second half here. You just see, oh boy, this is just poetry in motion. Ladies and gentlemen, that Euro step. Whew. Need I say more?
I mean, exactly, and as we take a look here, once again, another 3. And like you talked about, it's not even that it's the best shots from the Lakers. It's more about, as we can see us and and some of the crew here on camera. But like you said, it's not about got a gooch cam as well. But like you talked about, it's not even that. These are amazing three-point opportunities. It's just the Lakers need just a little bit of separation to knock down these shots. And so far in the second half, that's what they've been getting.
And that little bit of separation has now turned into a big separation for the Lakers. Is the 11-point lead here in the second half. The Vulcans still definitely have this energy, and you see some of the momentum has shifted back their way, but they need to cut down some of that spacing on the defensive end.
Either way, the Vulcans need to get back in this game. Whitehead takes a little bit of contact. Pull-up jumper for him, no good. McClurg with the offensive board. Gets it back out to Palak. Palak on the drive, looking for some help. Gets it out to Slaughter. 14 seconds left on the shot clock for the Vulcans. Slaughter working. Nice drive by him. Nice pass into the corner to McClurg for 3. His shot no good. And also having a little bit of struggle this game is KJ McClurg. Not able to knock down that shot, but it was a good look.
Yeah, scoring-wise, KJ McClurg hasn't done too much. You see, only scoring 1 basket so far tonight. But KJ McClurg provides so much more other than his offense. I mean, he's an extremely effortless player on defense, providing a nice jump shot there from Lang. See, Powell gets the rebound.
And Lang down, but able to get up quickly. Palak going the other way, going coast to coast, gets blocked by Ajay. Second chance, no good, and Palak wants to call. Had a few choice words for the referee, but no call made. Now the Lakers going the other way. Lang, quick drive to the basket, reverse layup, no good. Ajay underneath gets the rebound, no good. Second chance opportunity, and a foul after the play. This one, Palak is going to go against him, and just you could tell that he is frustrated.
Yeah, Palak has to be fuming. I mean, personally, that call was a bit rough to me. I know it's a bit biased coming from our side, but I didn't see too much from me. But then again, I zone out a lot. Keith Palak having a bit of an off night on the offensive end, and see, it's another foul for him. You can't have a key guy like this go out that early. And we're going to talk about the defense real quick. That defensive play they just had there to force this out of, or what was going to be a turnover. Real smart there. They're able to put their bodies in the paint and able to force them into a paint shot, which is something they have not done tonight so far.
Bradley gets out to Reichart. Thought about the three, but hands this one off to Doucette instead. Right card on the pass back. Shot, gets it to go. Actually, the referee on the far side calls the charge, so Palick receives the foul back. Good job and smart play by him. Just gets in front of the driving right card and takes the charge.
Yeah, Keith now a little happier. Wanted that call went his way. So you see Keith Hall. Mixing him up with Jermaine. Keith Palick, great night tonight on the defensive end, if you ask me, even though offense has been a bit dry, even though a dry night for Keith is 9 points, which is that really bad?
It's not horrible as Polak checks back into the game for the Vulcans. Whitehead, nice job by Palick. Able to get that three-pointer to go. Pump fake, gets the man to go past him and just drains it. Cuts the lead to 8 for the Vulcans. Like you talked about, this is the chance for him to get hot. 12 points now for him.
I mean, what did MJ say? Annie, are you okay? Lakers, are you okay? That was a step back and a half.
Pull-up jumper from McIntosh up the front of the rim, no good, but great effort by Doucette to get it to Ajayi, and Ajayi with a wide-open lane to the basket extends lead back to 10. Now Whitehead going the other way. Nice moves from him. Thought nearly he had McIntosh on the ropes. But McIntosh, good job to recover. Finds Hall for 3. Hall shot no good, but foul underneath the basket, so the Vulcans will get the possession back, as that's going to be the 5th foul, I believe, of the half for the Lakers.
The defense was solid starting off in the first half here. In the second, it's waned down a little bit more, as you saw on the defensive end there. They gave up way too much room in the paint, and Ajayi's just going to go straight in for that easy paint basket.
Hall, nice job by him to keep that control of the ball. Gets it out to Whitehead. Whitehead calling for the screen from Jermaine. Jermaine pops as Whitehead drives towards the basket. And no shot's going to get made as he runs into a wall of players. Jump ball, however, will be called in this time. The possession arrow favors the Lakers of Mercyhurst, so they'll get the ball back. 9:27 left to play here in the second half. 10-point lead, looking to build on it.
I don't understand that call from my perspective. I guess Donald Whitehead wasn't able to put enough up on there to consider it a shot, but see the jump ball going the way of the Lakers.
McIntosh's shot, no good. Second chance effort, no good. Polak able to pull in that board. Now Whitehead going quickly the other way. Nice move to get himself into the lane. Nearly loses control, but able to get it back. Dumps it down into the post to Hall. Hall just trying to back down to Jai. Brings it back out to the three-point line. Dumps it into the post to Palick. Palick, nice find to McClurg. McClurg, that shot's not even going to count as he's going to get called for the travel. And the offensive woes for KJ McClurg continue as there's going to be another turnover on him.
And a lot of it's not even just the woes for him. It's the offensive foul, or well, not turnover or fouls, and not fouls, turnovers. Wow, I am off tonight. I need a drink myself as John takes one. But I mean, it's the turnover after turnover, and it's some of the weak ones. You got some of the travels. They haven't been called for a double or a double dribble, as far as I know. But they're taking small, weak little calls that they can't make in such a tight and close contested game.
Lang wide open for 3. Doesn't get the shooter's roll, but McIntosh does a good job to follow and gets it to go. Plus the foul, and you can see the frustration of the Vulcans winning, especially on the face of Palick. You can tell he's getting more and more upset because the foul calls are not going in the Vulcans' favor as they see it. But McIntosh, great job. Good job at following up on the shot of Lang underneath. And what you talk about, not a tall guard, 5'11", the grad student out of Pickering, Ontario, looking to extend the lead even more, and he does so. 13-point lead for the Lakers as Planutis going to check back into the game once again for him.
I mean, this game has definitely been flipped around. I mean, you saw I want to say it was the Vulcans game in the first half, keeping up in an offensive shootout with the Lakers, but this has slowly started to turn way more towards the tide of the Lakers. But the Vulcans definitely, game's not over. They still have 8 minutes left here in the second period.
Yeah, we've seen stranger things as Palick works his way inside, able to find Hall. Hall backing down Lang. Nice shot by Hall. Can't get it to go, but a good job by McClurg on the second chance opportunity. Gets himself another basket and cuts the lead to 11. And like we talked about, not entirely out of reach yet with 8 minutes left to play.
Yeah, and that was just KJ McClurg doing what he does best, as we mentioned earlier, using his frame.
Bradley pulls up from 3, no good. Reichard gets the second chance rebound, can't get the shot to go, gets his own board, but Hall able to pull that one away. Good stop by the Vulcans, even though they may have gotten a little bit lucky. And just slowing things down here. Need to get good shots off are the Vulcans as Whitehead pulls up from 3, shot too strong, and right guard pulls in that board.
Yeah, I completely understand the shot from Whitehead. I mean, he's having a great night so far here, even though some of the woes for the Vulcans have started to pick back up again. I mean, you think he can keep that confidence up?
Right guard pulls up from 3, shot no good, and Polak able to come up with the rebound after a couple of tip attempts. Now he's going the other way. Nice move from Polak, looking for some help. Gets it to Whitehead in the corner. Whitehead works his way back up top to find Palick. Now back to Whitehead. Coach Sankum calling the offense from the bench and having Whitehead run it. Gets it to Polak on the far side. Finds Palick in the post. Palick, nice move and great separation. Palick gets it to go, plus the foul. Great move by Keith Palick, the maestro, in the post. And he's going to go to the line after this media timeout.
I mean, he's done this all season. He's driven his way into the paint, and, you know, we've been talking about him having a little bit of an off night, but if an off night for Keith Palick is 14 points, he's got to be a real good player.
Absolutely. We're going to take a look at these highlights so far, and once again, the Don did it again. Fantastic move to get to the rim and able to knock down that one. And then we had Lang, who just needed a little bit of separation. McClure just could not close out in time. And then a great pump fake by Palick. Got the defender to jump 15 feet past him as he was able to knock down that three-point shot. And then that move by McIntosh as he was able to finish off that and one. And then we had the nice move by Hall. Couldn't get the shot to go, but great heads-up awareness by McClure to get in there, find the space, and able to finish the tip attempt. And then this play that we just saw, great move by Palick to work his way inside, able to finish with the contact, and it cuts the lead to 9 for the Lakers.
Yeah, going back to KJ McClure, you can see there a little bit in that frame. I mean, the way he just commands the offense and defense and commands the court as his own, he's such an important player to this team. And as I hearken him almost to Luka Doncic in the way that he'll always put whatever he's doing, and he'll always put all of his energy into the court.
Absolutely, and I think like we talked about at the beginning of the game, something to keep an eye on this team is everyone is super young, freshman or sophomore, all across the board except for Jermaine Hall Jr. So this is a team that can definitely look to grow together, and we've seen them improve time after time. There's been speed bumps along the way, like the beginning of the second half, but this can really show a test to the Vulcans' tough nature if they're able to come back as Palick makes the free throw, makes it an 8-point game.
And we're almost looking at the opposite end of the spectrum here from the Lakers, as almost all of their starters, it was 2 graduates, 2 seniors, and 1 sophomore. This is an older team for the most part on the side of the Lakers, but standing strong from that veteran presence. And California need to learn and grow together, as you hope most of this roster comes back next year, and they hope that a win like this, or not a win, but a game like this can definitely play a key factor in that development as a team.
Planunas with a nice drive and a good finish on the reverse layup makes it back to double digits as Polak's pass gets cut out by Rijkaard. That's going to be another turnover. And I have the stats in front of me. In the end of the first half, the Vulcans had 5 turnovers, now sitting at 18. So we can see where that extension of the lead came from the Lakers as a good defensive effort. That time I believe Whitehead got a hand on the ball and knocked it out of bounds.
I mean, that's an unbelievable difference going from 5 to 13 turnovers. I mean, it's one of the biggest things that you talk about when you talk about the Vulcans when you look at the PSAC West, is that this team defensively is weak and they give up a lot of turnovers. And in the first half, they extremely limited that.
Planutis gets hauled to jumping in the air and able to knock down that mid-range jumper. Lead back to 12 for the Lakers. 18 points for Jeff Planutis. Another fantastic game for him. Just under 6 minutes left here in the second half. Whitehead on the ball looking to cut into this Laker lead. Palick now gets a switch on to Bradley. Palick, nice pass to find Whitehead in the corner for a 3, and Whitehead gets it to go. Beautiful court vision by Keith Palick.
Yeah, and that cuts the lead back down to 9, and that's 17 points on the night for Donald Whitehead Jr. The Don, as I mentioned earlier, he's definitely being the boss in this game. He's commanding this Vulcans offense, leading the team in points currently.
Lang, nice move, but good hands by Slaughter, but Lang able to get it back. Ajayi on the drive inside, kicks it back out, and great job by Jermaine Hall Jr. Sets his feet, takes the charge from Ajayi. That'll be his fourth. And it's going to be Ajayi's fourth foul of the game. Has not really been that much of a factor. And he's going to go to the bench with 5:13 left here in the second half.
That's something you definitely want to look out if you're a fan of Vulcan Nation. I mean, Ajayi's been having a great game within the paint, and he's been stopping Keith Palak for most of the night. And if you're able to take advantage of the fact that Reichert's back in the game, this may be a whole different ball game.
Yeah, so the chance for the Vulcans to capitalize as McClurg receives the pass on the near side. Able to find Hall underneath as Hall slipped the screen. Back up top to Whitehead for 3. That one too strong. Fighting for the rebound as Slaughter keeps it alive. Great effort by the Vulcans. McClurg receives the pass, takes the contact on his drive towards the basket. Great effort by the entirety of the Vulcan team.
I mean, if we have to combine, if we have to say like 2 words that describes the Vulcan team, it's effort and care. Because no matter what they do, they put everything into their game, and they care about it so much. And even sometimes in some of the worst losses, you'll see they'll always be putting their bodies on the line. They'll be jumping for every ball going out of bounds, and you see it pays off for them right there.
McClurg 1-1 and unable to make the first one as the Vulcans now in the bonus. But going back to that, the one thing that one of my favorite quotes in the entirety of sports is you can't teach passion. This Vulcan team has it and has it in loads, like we talked about that play. Almost going the way of the Vulcans as Planutis on the drive gets fouled on his way up by Hall, and Jeff Planutis is going to head to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and that's some of the coaching from Coach Danny Sankum here. I mean, he's had a great career so far with the Vulcans, as short as it's been, and he's teaching this team how to play together and how to care for each other and how to give as much as you can.
The 5th season at the helm for Coach Sankum as Planutis able to make the first, looking to get 20 points on the night for him as he makes the first free throw. 19 on the afternoon for him. The Lakers 10-point lead restored, make that 11. Now 20 on the afternoon for Jeff Planutis. 4:30 left to play in the second half. The Vulcans still with plenty of time, but need to start the rally now if they want to get back into this game. Palak gets the pass from Whitehead, just threw it up and able to get his own rebound and some contact underneath. So Keith Palak's going to head to the line, but only to shoot 1-1.
And that's another one of the great aspects of Keith Palak's game is his frame, and he's able to throw the ball up there, which at first may not seem like a great decision, but because of how big he is and how long and how lanky that Keith can be at times, he's able to grab that ball and force a foul on him and get him a trip to the free throw line.
Caden Hanna checks into the game for the Vulcans. Jermaine Hall Jr. going to head to the bench, just a precautionary measure. It's Palak able to knock down the first free throw, brings the game back to 10 points. 16 on the afternoon for him. We talked about having a way better second half than he did in the first.
I think this is also a very important part if you want to see a comeback from the Vulcans. I mean, getting these easy free points here from the line, now with 9 fouls on the side of the Lakers, almost entering a double bonus.
Palak misses the second. Lead still 10 for the Lakers. 4:10 left to play here in the second half. Reichard gets it back up top to Lang, who hands it off to Bradley. Bradley finds Planutis, who finds Reichard underneath. Reichard looking for some help, kicks it back out up top to Bradley. McIntosh, Lang gets it to Planutis in the corner. Planutis pump fake, his shot goes and cannot give Jeff Planutis that much space. 12-point game now here with 3:40 left to play.
I mean, it's crazy. Caden Hannon gives him so little space, but he's just able to create so much out of it.
Whitehead got a little bit of separation and gets it to go from the free throw line. 19 points for him off the bench. Career night, I believe, for him as he is killing it this game. But still, the Vulcans trailing by 10. They need to be able to get a stop here if they want any sort of say in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, they just need to keep up the defensive pressure and limit the spacing there. As it looks like going to be a foul call against the Lakers. It looks like that's going to go towards the Vulcans' favor.
And that's exactly what they need. Charge taken. That time by McClurg, who got taken down by Bradley. Excuse me. That'll be Bradley's third, and that'll send the Vulcans to immediate timeout. Lakers with 10 fouls, and so coming out of this timeout, Vulcans will have possession of the ball with 3:11 left to play. You're down by 10. What, in your opinion, Nate, what do you think is the offensive strategy here for the Vulcans down the stretch?
The offensive strategy is going back to that perimeter game. I mean, you saw how well it worked for the Vulcans in the first half, and they haven't been playing much towards it. I mean, as a strength on the offensive end, this Vulcans team plays in the paint and they live and die in there, but they do have a sneaky good perimeter game, and you saw that in the first half. And I think if you go back to running that perimeter-esque type play, you can easily get those points back and make this a very tight and contested game as much as it is right now.
And like we talked about, there's been ebbs and flows and stretches throughout this game where it looked like it was going to be all California, but the Lakers at the beginning of the second half kind of just took the wind out of the wings of the Vulcans and just kind of just started to steamroll it a little bit. But the Vulcans have done a good job the last couple of minutes of just treading above water, but need to be able to get out. And 10-point hole with 3:11 left to play is not the biggest, or is not the end-all be-all. There's still plenty of opportunities for California to get back in this game, but they need to make their shots count. They need to be able to make these offensive possessions worth it. And we talked about a huge margin of difference in the turnovers between the first half and the second half. You cannot have any of those turnovers here down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I learned in my History of American Sport class last semester. The sports game is like almost a drama. It has its ebbs and flows. It has its dramatic moments, its highlights and its lowlights, and you have to hope that this final 3 minutes, 11 seconds for the Vulcans ends in such a beautiful tale.
Who said school was for nothing? At least we learn a little bit of something every once in a while.
We learn a lot here in California.
Whitehead with the wide open three, gets it to go. And that's exactly what the Vulcans needed. Playing a little bit of high pressure, and the Lakers look to break it. 7-point game now. After that one, 22 points on the night for the Dawn. Ties Planutis for the game high. Lang, nice pass to Planutis underneath. Can't get the shot to go. And isn't going to be able to get his own rebound. It's going to come off of Planutis as he fell down. And the Vulcans are going to get the ball back down by 7.
That three-pointer is exactly what the Vulcans need. And you see they're running that high-pressure defense now, pushing them all the way back into their own. And this just became a real close game with 2:41 left.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what the doctor ordered for the Vulcans is Whitehead now at 22. Going to take command of the offense here. Whitehead driving, able to find Hall underneath. Hall spinning, finds Palick, can't get the shot to go. And you see the Vulcans bench screaming for a foul call, but nothing going the way of the Vulcans here on that end. Now they need to be able to get a stop here. The Lakers going to look to just try and wind down as much time as they can. Lang gets it over to McIntosh. Now Bradley in the corner. Back up top to McIntosh. 10 seconds left on the play clock as we wind down to under 2 minutes left here in the game. Planutis to McIntosh for 3. His 3 no good, and McClurg jumps over everybody to pull in that rebound.
Yeah, the vertical of KJ McClurg is absolutely crazy. And one of the players you need to look out for now is Yaji. He's back in the game now, and that could be a key deciding factor in these final 2 minutes.
Palick pump fake, 3-pointer for him. 4-point game here in the Convocation Center as Keith Palick drills that 3-pointer. 19 for him. And the Vulcans, who looked on the brink of death, the Lakers needed to put them out, and the Vulcans right back in this one.
I mean, as we can say, anything goes. The Vulcans, this young team, they have this energy. They want this win. They're going to give everything they have till that buzzer goes. And as you see, the Lakers are just going to try and kill off as much clock as they possibly can to try and limit anything.
Bradley, nice drive. Shot no good. Palick pulls in the board. The Vulcans had numbers going the other way, but deciding to slow things down. Need to get a good shot here. Whitehead on the drive. Got the switch onto Ajayi. Whitehead gets it out to Hall. Hall gets tripped up, and the Vulcans in the double bonus, and that'll send Jermaine Hall to the line to shoot 2, and he has a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
I mean, I was sitting down a lot for that second half, and these final 3 minutes have me up now. This is such an electric game now.
I'm scared.
Donald Whitehead, the Don, proving himself. He's come into this game off the bench, throwing up every shot that he wants and taking all of them. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, this is a game, and it's a drama all on its own.
And this is the kind of breakout performance you want. We heard a lot coming into this season, Gary and I talking beforehand to Coach Sankum, and they were really high on Whitehead coming into the season. couldn't play for the first few games, but has really come into his own. Like we talked about, the red-shirted freshman out of Hermitage, PA, really making the difference and breaking out in this game. Hall makes the first free throw, makes the second, 2-point game with 56.5 seconds left as California will take a timeout.
I mean, the energy coming not only from the team's bench, but from the crowd themselves. You see the Vulcan faithful here in the Convocation Center. Absolutely electric here, and we're more electric than them right now.
I mean, I don't have one of those like Fitbits or a smartwatch, but I could not. My heart rate is in triple digits right now. It's I can feel it in there, and rightly so. This game, like we talked about, you said it perfectly. It's a drama, and it's coming down to that 10-point lead with 3 minutes left, and now it's a 2-point game with 56 seconds left. California, I mean, they have the chance to steal it away here.
They had the falling action. We're heading towards the resolution of the storyline now. Real question is, ladies and gentlemen, did the Vulcans get their happy ending, or did the Lakers come out of this with a win with a 2-point lead now with 56 seconds left? I mean, what a game. This was definitely not expected from the Vulcans to pull out a performance like this, and I cannot say I'm coming out of this feeling unhappy.
And the protagonist for the Vulcans has been Whitehead all day and has the chance to make a fairy tale ending for the Vulcans here in this game. They need to get a stop here. The Vulcan bench on their feet. The crowd chanting defense as Bradley gets it to Lang. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Panutis looking for some help, gets it to McIntosh. McIntosh back out to Lang. Lang driving, gets tripped up, able to find Bradley. Nice move by Bradley. 2 shots on the pump fake, can't get it to go. McClurg pulls in the board. Shot clock is turned off here in the Combo Center, and Coach Sankum and the Vulcans are going to call a timeout and stop the clock with 18.7.
Johnny, I can't do this. I can't do this. I need to go home.
My heart is about to come through.
I can't do this.
Come out of my chest. It is beating. The Vulcans have a chance to steal it away. Like we talked about in the game, don't face off against the Lakers particularly well over the last 13, 14 years. But last year, able to get 2 wins. And a win last year here in the Combo Center, very much like this, a close game down to the end. And it was Phil Olsen and Brent Pegram, the heroes of that game. The Vulcans have a chance to write their own ending here. And, I mean, if you're 18.7 seconds left, who are you giving the final shot to if you're the Vulcans?
That's a very good question. And I think if you're the Lakers right now, you have to look at Donald Whitehead. But I don't think Coach Sankum will agree with him on that. As hot as Donald has been, I think he's going to give it to the cool, calm, ready veteran of Keith Pallick. He's been through these situations before. He's been on this roster now for 2 years, Keith Pallick, calm, cool, and collected, has definitely picked it up here in the second half. And John, I can't. If the Vulcans make a comeback win here, John, I might run out screaming out of the Combo Center. You will never see me again. You will not see me in the media suite, ladies and gentlemen. You'll never hear me on a broadcast again. I'm gone.
Nate will leave the world behind.
I can't handle this.
If they come back. And the Lakers just seem a little bit rattled here down the stretch. On the offensive end, they just have not been able to get the shots to go. And that's just a test of this Vulcans team. They've been able to get this momentum back. They've been able to drain this energy from the crowd, from the fans, from the rest of the team on the bench. They've been able to put it all into the defensive end, getting these stops. And that's exactly how they've been able to cut the lead to 2. And after this timeout, I mean, if you're the Vulcans, you hold this for to get it to one final shot. And, I mean, this is, even if this game doesn't go the way of the Vulcans, there's a lot of good to take away from this.
I mean, this begs the question for me. Do you think Coach Sankum will go for the kill, or do you think he's going to go for the tie? Because this Vulcans offense is extremely aggressive. And as I'm seeing there, Cam Polak looking like he's readying himself mentally in the corner.
Whitehead on the drive, gets it out to Polak. Polak nearly loses control. 6 seconds. Whitehead gets it back. Whitehead going to get called for the travel at the 3-point line. Thought he got the shot off. And that's huge for the Vulcans. Killer at the end. Just could not get that one off. And now Mercyhurst are going to call the timeout. And, I mean, I don't know if that was a travel. He didn't go down and looked like he got the shot off. And he missed, and the Vulcans had the rebound underneath. And if that's the way this game ends up ending, that it's just heartbreaking for the Vulcans.
I literally took off my headset. I'm on the floor, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if shot it. I'm just.
the end of this game, I mean, if this is how the game ends, it's going to be like the Vulcans football game against IUP earlier on in the season when they couldn't get the last playoff to kick the game-winning field goal after a penalty took the clock to 0. And this is a chance for, I mean, the Vulcans still have time, 3.6 seconds left, but they're going to need to get a steal off the inbound. If not, they're going to have to make a quick foul.
With 3.6 seconds left, it looks like this might be out of the hands for the Vulcans. I mean, as you said, you need a miracle play, and well, it's been so many miracles here in this dramatic ending to this game. I don't know if we'll see one more on the side of Coach Sankum and his Vulcans.
Do the Vulcans have one more trick up their sleeve to wind this game down, to get the ball back and to go either for the tie or for the win? So many questions that we have for this Vulcan team, but only they have the answers, as they're going to come out of this timeout with 3.6 seconds left. It's going to be Bradley for the Lakers to inbound the ball on the near side by the scorer's table. And we need to see what the Vulcans have cooked up in that huddle.
I don't know if I want to get off the floor and watch this game. I'm scared. With how many miracle plays we've seen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm scared about how this game might end.
Palick going to guard Bradley on the inbound. They're able to get it in. The Vulcans foul quickly. They're going to knock down Lang. Lang will head to the line. That's the Vulcans 7. So Lang will shoot 1-1 and has a chance to potentially ice the game if he's able to knock them both down.
I'm not going to bed tonight. I am. It's like I went through 3 cups of coffee, even though I've gone through 1 Gatorade. Not even.
Lang on the season, an 86% free throw shooter. Biggest free throws of the season for him.
See, now somebody you want to look out for. Cam Polak about to check in. You have to think, and he's going to take that final shot. As if you've known anything about this Vulcan teams, Cam Polak's been the shooter. He's been the guy who posts up in that corner and he takes that open 3, and he makes it many times, but in a situation like this, you'll never know.
Lang knocked down the first and the second. 4-point game. Now clutch free throws from Nicholas Lang, the grad student out of Newmarket, Maryland, able to make it a 4-point game with 2.6 left to play.
So the hope and the prayer here, if you're the Vulcans, as I mentioned, you're going to go for that 3-point play in the corner. And the absolute prayer you need to send up is that maybe there's too much contact and they get an and-one opportunity. I mean, this has been a game for the year. I mean, I am a freshman here on campus. I don't think I've had a game other than IUP in football that's ever been this electric. And I personally have never been to a basketball game that's been this electric.
I think personally the most electric game that comes close to a game like this, I mean, it was better than this one, was the women's NCAA round of 16 game last year against the IUP Crimson Hawks, where Sierra Lloyd was able to win the game off of a buzzer beater in that game. So the Vulcans still have the chance, but they, against all odds, are going to have to inbound it from their own half of the court. Cross-court pass towards Palick, going to get poked out of play, and that'll stop the clock with 0.9 left to go here in the game.
I don't know if I agree with that. That was a late call on the side of the referees towards Palick, and 0.9 seconds here. It looks even less likely that anything will happen.
Oh! Makes the 3 at the buzzer, but rightfully so, the Lakers just don't even play defense, and that will be the end of the game here in the Combo Center. A heartbreaker for the Vulcans as the Lakers take the spoils 66-65. Nate, any final thoughts?
Nothing wrong with this game. I mean, 65-66 against the arguably number 2 team in the PSAC, arguably number 1. I mean, this Vulcan team has to come a lot of energy against their game this Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one. We will see you guys on Saturday as the Vulcans take on the Crimson Hawks. It's been John Sape, Nate Kurtz. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you guys next time on CUTV Sports 1, the 91.9 FM, the Vulcan Sports Radio Network.